Today, we're stepping back into the hills of Kentucky and Missouri to uncover the complicated and surprising life of William Marion Holt, a Civil War soldier whose story includes uncertain parentage, divided loyalties, mistaken identity, and a marriage that had to be done twice. William Marion Holt was born on April 7, 1837, in Whitley County, Kentucky. According to his Find a Grave page, he entered the world under uncertain circumstances. His mother, Mary or Polly Holt, was about 20 years old at the time of his birth, and the identity of his biological father was never officially recorded. The following year, in 1838, his mother Polly married Jackson Strunk. From that point forward, Marion was raised in the Strunk household and grew up using the Strunk surname before later returning to his mother's maiden name of Holt in adulthood. Family research and later DNA testing by a male descendant suggests that Marion's biological father may have been Thomas Coleman Coffey. Records connected to the Coffey family indicate deep historical roots and social standing. Thomas Coffey's obituary notes that he was a descendant of General Coffey, who served with General Andrew Jackson at the Battle of New Orleans, and that his mother was related to President Grover Cleveland. The Coffey family estate records and wills also show that the family were slaveholders, with enslaved people listed among the property left to surviving heirs. One obituary line written about Thomas Coffey stated that while he accumulated a comfortable fortune, the good name he left his children was considered of greater value than worldly riches. Meanwhile, Marion grew up in more modest circumstances. His mother, Polly, and stepfather, Jackson Strunk, went on to have 7 children together, and Marion was raised among them as part of the Strunk family. With the outbreak of the Civil War, Marion entered military service. In September of 1861, at about age 24, he enlisted as a private in Company L of the 1st Kentucky Cavalry Regiment, serving on the Union side. His service is especially interesting in light of the likely background of the Coffey family, whose wealth had been tied to slaveholding. Whether Marion ever knew the truth of his biological father remains unknown. During the war in 1862, Marion married 18-year-old Elizabeth Sarepta Wilson. Their marriage quickly became strained. While Marion was still in service, Elizabeth became pregnant with their first child, and the couple reportedly quarreled with the talk of divorce. When Marion was discharged in June of 1864, he believed the marriage had ended, and Elizabeth had followed through with the divorce. Instead of returning home, he moved west to Wright County, Missouri, and began a new life. 4 months later, in October of 1864, Elizabeth gave birth to their daughter, Mary Elizabeth. She never heard from Marion again and assumed he had died in the war, a misunderstanding that would resurface decades later. Marion's second wife, I think her name was pronounced Talitha Catherine Lathrom, was born on October 26, 1848, in Knox County, Kentucky. She was a twin and one of 8 children born to John and Adelissa, or Addie Lunsford Lathrom. By 1860, her family had relocated to Wright County, Missouri, where they established a farm, and she eventually met Marion. Believing himself to be legally divorced, Marion married Talitha on February 20th, 1868. He was 30, she was 18. They settled in Douglas County, Missouri, built a farm, and raised a large family of 10 children, 4 daughters and 6 sons. Like many frontier families, they endured both growth and grief. 2 of their children passed away young. Their son, Roland Columbus, or Little Lum Holt, passed away in April 1879 at just 4 years old. And their infant daughter, Valona May, died in September of 1884 at 5 months of age. Both children are buried in Henderson Cemetery in Douglas County, Missouri, next to each other. Roland's grave is recognized as the oldest recorded burial in this cemetery. I've already cleaned his stone and posted a video over Roland. For many years, the family's life appears to have been stable, but an unexpected legal complication emerged in 1891. Marion's first wife, Elizabeth, having never heard from him after the war, had assumed he was dead and applied for a Civil War widow's pension. During the review process, officials discovered Marion was still alive and that no legal divorce had ever been finalized. This meant Marion had been legally married to 2 women at once for over 20 years. At the time of discovery, he and Talitha had been together for 22 years and had raised all 10 of their children. Marion and Talitha separated while the matter was resolved. After Marion formally divorced Elizabeth, he and Talitha remarried legally on March 29, 1895, nearly 5 years after the issue first surfaced. Sadly, Talitha died only a few years after the marriage was situated. Talitha passed away on May 16, 1901, at the age of 52. I couldn't find an obituary or death certificate for her. Cemetery records indicate she was buried in Strunk Cemetery in Douglas County, and her grave was only marked by a field stone. Marion never remarried after Talitha's death. He remained on the Douglas County farm and continued farming well into his 70s. He passed on August 6, 1929, at the age of 92. He was buried in Henderson Cemetery with his 2 young children. Years later, their daughter Isabel arranged for a new joint headstone to be placed at Marion's grave, bearing both his and Talitha's names. It remains uncertain whether Talitha's remains were ever moved from Strunk to Henderson Cemetery or if they simply added her name onto the stone. My family tree research shows that Marion is related to my husband as a 5th cousin 5 times removed, and I'm related to Talitha. She is my 6th cousin 5 times removed. A reminder of how these Ozark and Kentucky family lines continue to connect across generations. Thank you so much for watching. Rest in peace, Marion and Talitha.